Alright, in today's video, we're looking at the Ronin Katana Dojo Pro Wakizashi Model 2. This thing is a workhorse. It's got a good curve to it. There was some specs, up-close looks, and a little bit of cut testing with this one from Ronin. Okay, first impressions for the Model 2 Wakizashi. As far as this month for doing the Wakizashis, I was originally going to do a comparison, but I'm just going to do these separately. But if we're talking about, from entry level up to more higher quality stuff out of the batch I got, this is probably the workhorse of them all. It's surprisingly only $285 US, which is really shocking because I thought this was based on how it feels in hand, and even it's 1060 high carbon steel, but based how it feels in hand, I thought this was going to be more toward like the 400, maybe $500 US price point category, but it's not. The cutting ability on it is really, really good. Even surprisingly for like hacks and broken cuts, which not normally associated with Wakizashi. I know everybody is going to have a chopping type motion, but you normally see a lot of fluid cuts when it comes to that. And then these high positions, and then obviously direct centerline thrusts. Regarding the blade shape, so I already said it's 1060 high carbon steel. This is in the short sword category because it's a Wakizashi. It would have been a sidearm in conjunction sometimes with the katana, sometimes depending on the etiquette. This may have been the one that was worn by itself, usually with a tanto. It's got a good recurve. I mean, it's got a good curve to it. So you can see a lot of other Wakizashis I've reviewed in the past don't have as much of a curve to this one. I don't know what the degree is, but it's noticeably different. So if I hold this, I got my grid on my phone, you can see how much there's a back curve to it. Kind of going really toward what you'd see for military sabers, obviously not in length, but in blade shape of what you would see for some sabers that were used on horseback. If you were to kind of bring this curve out to a longer blade of katana, or I can't remember the name of the precursor to the katana. It was really, really good. The tachi, the Kojiri tachi. I did one of those from Battle Blades, and that one had even more of a recurve, and that was for horseback. It was for Imperial Cavalry. So reverse curve, 1060 high carbon steel. This thing is thick. There is no taper going through it. It's just thick all the way through. I'll get the measurements of it when we go into the up close looks and all that. As far as cutting ability, kind of already went through that. Bigger cuts going through tatami, obviously not going to be a problem. Cutting on the horizontals, on the verticals, direct thrusting with like jabbing thrusting. It just feels good. It's on the heavier side because it's a thicker piece of steel. The handle is plenty comfortable. There are some Wakizashi that the handles are a little bit too short for my liking. I usually like, for the grip, I usually like a 3-finger distance to a full grip. That way the heel of your hand, it doesn't feel like it's going to slip off when you're cutting with it. It's not like I'm swinging this thing around all day, but in cutting practice, in martial arts forms, and things like that, you obviously want a really comfortable handle. And this having the rayskin underneath it, tightly wrapped with the brown, and that's going to match the glossy black scabbard and also the brown wrap that is identical to the handle. So a lot of good things. This would be a really good entry-level Wakizashi. I would say it punches above its weight from the curve of it, for the cutting ability of it, all the way down to the fact that Ronin makes really good stuff. And this is usually their bread and butter, which is, generally speaking, more Japanese stuff. So that's what I have to say about it. Let's do some up-close looks at this one in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. Overall length, 28 3/4 inches. Blade length, 22 1/8 of an inch. Weight is 1 pound, 15 ounces. The edge is sharp. The width is 32.1 millimeters with a thickness of 7.9 down to 6 millimeters. There's no pommel. Point of balance is 5 1/8 inch from the guard, with a grip length of 6 1/8 inch. Blade steel is a 1060 high carbon steel, culture's Japanese, manufactured by Ronin Katana. Okay, let's do some of the cut testing, showed in that footage. Obviously, I don't have any tatami mats at this point, so we're using water jugs. Let's take a look at the performance of the Wakizashi from Ronin. All right, so there you have it for the Ronin Katana. Model 2 Dojo Pro Wakizashi. Pick this one up, click the link in the description below this video to buy this one today, add to your collection. Whether you're into Japanese swordsmanship, into Japanese culture, blade culture, or you want to get something for a gift for someone that is, you don't want to break the bank, this is something you want to pick up for under $300, $300 US dollars before shipping, might want to do that. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. As always, I'm your host, Tom, for Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. And I'll see you in the next one.